Good afternoon. This session is about the orientation on sociology. Okay, what is the importance of the subject sociology? How it is related to the GS part? How it is related to essay part? And this session will also teach you how simple the subject sociology is. A lot of people have confusion among choosing an optional, which optional they have to choose. So over a period of time, you will get that clarity. The syllabus and its limitness, the syllabus and why it is scoring, and why most of the students they prefer to choose sociology as their optional, and why are the students who has already given their mains in sociology, why are the scores very high in the mains examination, is all will come across these session. Prior going to that, they will give you an handouts of the syllabus copy that will give you an easy understanding of the syllabus. Before moving into all this, I'll summarize few things about sociology and I'll give you a small introduction. My name is FAZAL and I have been associated with AKS IAS from past 5 years. I teach here majorly sociology as an optional and also the GS areas, and we run many important programs for prelims, mains, etc. And other than this, we will study how to choose an optional. A lot of people have a confusion in choosing an optional. People come from various discipline. People come from BCom, people come from medicine, people come from accounts background, engineering background. So for all of them, there should be a common denominator, that is UPSC. And UPSC, which one of the following you have to choose? An optional which is better, which is scoring, which is easy. So all these things we will read today. Gopi, said Jeshidhar. నెక్స్ట్ పెడితే వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, నెక్స్ట్ పెడితే వచ్చేస్తుంది. చలియే. Like other optionals, sociology has a weightage of 500 marks. Paper 1 and paper 2, each 250 marks. And how to choose an optional? Like most of you here, I would have taken some orientation for them. In that orientation also, I would have taught you how to choose an optional. Today exclusively we will discuss the optional sociology and how to choose an optional. The first important point about choosing an optional, you have to choose an optional your smartness. Smartness means you have to choose those optional which you can finish very quickly on time. You're not, just remember here, you have not come here to do any PhD, any research. You have come here to choose an optional which is acting as a ladder, which will help you, which can throw you in the interview list. An optional, first one, limited syllabi. Optional, you have to choose an optional in such a way The firstness is when you look at, you should have an interest in the optional. You have interest in the optional, and it should definitely have limited syllabus. When the optional is very vast, unequally technical, believe me, over a period of time in this your journey, you will be feeling very tired. That why did I choose this optional? Rather, I would have chosen an optional which I would have gained some interest over a period of time. You keep reading, you should get motivated, because optional will be like a ladder, I told you, which will throw you in interview list, and you should get an optional which is scoring. Where is scoring? And the optional which should have a greater impact, coherence, impact on general studies and essay. Very clear, optional should have a limited syllabus, first point. Second, you should gain lot of interest to do the optional. And third, it should be very much scoring. And fourth one, what is its relevance? If I study one case, or if I study one example, if I study one case, or if I study one example, or if I study any issue which is basically in news, you will immediately put it for your GS. I can write this for your GS. In the same way, you have to put it for your optional also. If your optional syllabus is not demanding to use this case, that means you have to read only for the GS. So choose an optional which will have some greater relevance. Relevance means what? For example, if I read anything about tribals, if I read anything, a plan, schemes, policies, law, Ministry of Tribal has come up with the new reforms, then whatever you have read in depth, that should be applicable to your optional and also to your GS. Whenever you read any case study, whenever you read something in news, you should be in a position to apply that thing to your optional as well as your GS. This makes you to have a greater relevance. This is called as relevance. Means I am putting some effort, 10%. This 10% of effort in reading newspaper, where all I can use in other areas. GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, optional paper 1, paper 2. Wherever you want to use, you can use. So it should have an relevance, and it should have a greater impact on the GS and the essay. Now, interest level. I'll talk about interest level. Most people, when I have come across previous batches, etc., they choose many different optionals. They come back, they sit in sociology classes, and they'll say that, sir, I wanted to change my optional. I wanted to sit in sociology. Whatever the optional I joined, I'm not understanding. It was very technical for me to understand. Now I have to sit here, I'll take sociology. This kind of confusion you should avoid, because it will confuse you, it will confuse me also. You will be joining after the first chapter. Someone would have told you like, we are writing test regularly, we are doing a practice regularly, and it is easy to understand. Then you will come run and sit in sociology. Please make sure that if you are choosing sociology optional, join with the batch which is going to start on Thursday, on 28th August, 2:30. Why I am suggesting you is, the entire class will go forward. You will be still in confusion of choosing an optional. Then you will come back, then your batchmate will be 1 or 2 steps ahead. So don't do this. You take any of the optional. Sit, decide. Whichever optional it is. Sit, decide. You decide. Not your friend. Your friend is not going to decide. Most people take an advice of friend. Take an advice of seniors. My senior told, my roommate who has given one mains, my roommate said this optional is limited. It is limited for your roommate, not to you. So don't fall into all this kind of illusionary mindset. Don't consider any of this. Sit, take the syllabus. Take the syllabus, read the syllabus. Take the syllabus of the optional and read the syllabus. Paper 1 and paper 2. Read the syllabus, and based on the syllabus, you will come to an understanding. You'll have a basic idea. Sir, I don't know anything, but at least read syllabus. Something. We all are graduates. We all are graduates. We all are 21 plus. We will understand at least something. There is something called as family. There is something called as religion. There is something called as tribal. Something called as women issues. Issues with respect to tribes. Issues which are respect to the growing family, pattern of the family, marriage system. So when you read, you will understand something out of it. Then I suggest you to take such optional. And the optional, I said it has to be scoring. Yes. If you write very well, there are people who are scoring 315 also in sociology. Last time there are a lot of people who have scored more than 310, 305, 300 plus. There are a lot of people who are choosing sociology as an optional. There are a lot of students, they are choosing sociology as an optional overall in India. Why? The first reason, the first point matters them a lot. Because here you have not come to do any research. I said not come to do any PhD. And here, over a period of time, if you lose your interest, then after 1 year, 1.5 years, I'm not having a proper faculty to guide me. There is no proper test series. There is no proper material. And I'm not having interest to read this optional. Then after 1.5 years, spending of so much time, money, etc., people want to change their optional. They come back and say, sir, my optional was this. I'll write, provide me some material, provide me test series. In the test series, I have seen there are a lot of students who are from other optional, what I conduct test series. People from different optional, okay, they are losing interest. They come back, sir, I'm joining test series. Can you give material? I'll read. If I have doubts, I'll come back. I'll write test series. Don't do such things. At least they have joined now for the test series writing. But if you have to choose one optional, stick with that optional and go ahead with that optional. Before going ahead with the optional, think 10 to 20 times and take a proper decision. Then go forward. If I wanted to take technical option, like I have told you in orientation classes also. I did mechanical engineering. I wanted to take mechanical as my optional. What is your suggestion? I have zero suggestion for this because it's your level of interest. I'm very good at mechanical engineering. I'm good at physics, chemistry. I want to take it. There are a lot of students who take chemistry also an optional. And if you have an interest, you can go ahead. Choose chemistry as an option. Start writing the answers. Then choosing an optional is not important. Someone should guide you. There is something called a success ratio. There is something called as limited syllabus. There is something called as easiness in scoring. This is very important. That means choose an optional which is very general perspective and you can do it. Doable, achievable. If I write well, I'm getting 270. If I work little bit hard, the chances that I get 280 plus also. If you get 280, 285, no one can stop you in interview. If you get 280 plus, if you are getting 270 to 280 in sociology, which means a candidate who has done very well in sociology, 100% he will do very well in essay and GS. You want me to write in the paper of bond, I'll write it. Why? Because most things what you read in sociology gets reflected in your GS and essay. And hence a person who's getting 280 plus in optional, easy ga techukuntadu GS lo. The writing practice, the content which he developed in sociology, writing about different topics, different areas, which he will use general perspective in GS. And hence most people who get 280 plus in sociology tend to get good marks in GS and essay. And they land somewhere around in a good position of getting somewhere below 100 as their rank. So there are so much you have to think about while choosing an optional. And come back to pinpointing sociology. Sociology has a limited syllabus. Yes, it has a limited syllabus. Scoring, yes, definitely it is scoring. Second, is it having a trend? Yes. There is a good trend in sociology where the arrow shows in this direction. Most people choose sociology because the trend shows upward, which means success is very, very high in sociology. The success ratio is very high in sociology. So it is scoring. Yes, people are scoring. A decent score 280. There are people who are scoring 300 plus also. 300 plus means you are top inka. Top means you did very well. And very much scoring. The trend is very, very high in giving a good success, getting a good rank. And I'll give an example. Last time, first attempt lo ammai ration. Within the first attempt, she cleared her prelims. Okay, and she wrote her mains. She got around 245, 247. 245 to 247 she scored. But the moment she wrote the mains exam, she said that, sir, I did not give my best. I should have studied sociology very well before the prelims. I should have completed sociology well before prelims. I should have made short notes. Then I would have targeted it after prelims. I would have got much more than 247. Which means a candidate with a decent handwriting, a candidate with an content which is affordable, she got 247. Now this time she is again going to write. I think this time she will blast. Why? Because already she has written. She has noted what the mistakes she had done in the first attempt. Now she did not make that mistakes. She wrote short notes. She prepared the sociology very well, wrote the test series, exams, and now she is ready to give. I am pretty sure that she is going to cross 265 or 270 plus, and they will get definitely interview. 270 daate 90% interview call vachestadi. 270 దాటిన వాడికి ఈజీగా వస్తుంది ఇంటర్వ్యూ కాల్. బట్ 270 దాటాల. ఆ 20-30 మార్క్స్ కోసం యూ షుడ్ వర్క్ వెరీ వెరీ హార్డ్. సో scoring, yes, there is a lot of trend with respect to sociology, and syllabus is limited. This is very important. Now, how do you call syllabus as limited? Because there are many chapters in paper 1 and paper 2. There are many chapters in paper 1 and paper 2. Those chapters of paper 1, for example, family, marriage system, family and kinship, marriage system, women related, development related, tribal related, population related. All these topics, these are chapters. All these chapters which you study in paper 1, similarly you will study in paper 2 also. Chapter which you will study in paper 1, those things you will also study in the paper 2. That means in paper 1 you will study in Western perspective. In paper 2 you will study in Indian perspective. Paper 1 you will study in Western perspective. In paper 2 you will study in Indian perspective. That's why tribals, whenever we are reading about family, marriage, religion. Religion is a one very important topic. Religion. When we study about religion, we don't segregate Indian part of religion and Western part of religion. What you have in Western part of religion could be any religion. It is also practiced in India. India practices almost all types of religions. And is a very diverse country. Which means religion part of paper 1, religion part of paper 2 will not be studied separately. Will be clubbed. Paper 1, religion and society. Paper 2, religion and society. We'll be clubbing it and we will study it. So how many chapters are there? How many chapters are there? These chapters will not be studied separately. Rather, they will be assigned, clubbed. Indian thinkers, Western thinkers. And they will go forward. Which makes your revision as easy. Syllabus as very, very limited. This is one very important point about sociology. When they will give you syllabus copies, I will show you what are the chapters which are interlinked and we have to study in sociology. This is very important. Why? Because we will be having less times after prelims to mains. This is chala important point. Prelims to mains, you hardly have 3 months of times. 3 months untadi ante. In that, you should practice your essay paper, all 4 GS papers with different current affairs, with different subjects, 2 papers of optional, then qualifying papers. If these many things are there, along with this, your optional is not encouraging you. And the optional syllabus is so high, inga 3 months lo revision kuda avutaledu. Then it will impact your GS also. Most students will write the exam just finishing 70% of the optional. Mind my words. Why? Because they will not be in a position to complete their syllabus on time and they will not be in a position to revise the syllabus on time. 2 to 3 times revision cheyakapote examination hall lo you will face the problem. Morning you will write paper 1, evening you will write paper 2. In between, you hardly have 2 to 3 hours. A 2 to 3 hours lo, you will just come out, you will take your bag, you will go to some place and you will eat. And if you don't have limited syllabus and if you don't have proper notes, if you don't have proper short notes, it is very difficult for you to revise. Very difficult for you to revise. That's where most people lose confidence. 2 hours lo inta bundle ekkada chadavala. So that's why limited syllabus makes a very, very important role in giving you confidence. This is one important aspect of sociology paper 1 and paper 2 where things are interrelated. This is very important. Next. What are the benefits of choosing sociology with respect to your GS and essay? What are the benefits? Like why should I choose sociology and optional? What benefits sociology is giving me? The first important benefit is its coherence, relevance, and the impact which is actually showing on the GS paper and essay. First we'll choose essay. Every year, 1 or 2 essays are being covered from directly sociology syllabus. That too, directly of paper 2 of sociology. Every year. Is it confirmed? Yes, confirmed. Most people with sociology optional will separate the essay patkoni kuchoru. They knew that there is a paper 2 in sociology which is talking about society. In essay, you have to write 2 essays, choosing 1 from every section. In essay which is for 250 marks, 125 marks will be each essay. And here 4 essays will be there. Out of that you'll write one. Here 4 essays will be there. Out of right you'll choose one. 2 sections will be there. 4 and 4 you'll choose one. And the second section out of 4, 2 questions are directly from sociology. How sure are you? 100% I am sure. Only last 10 years paper చూసుకో essay. 10 years paper you can choose, and out of the 10 years paper you check the syllabus of the sociology paper 2 and you check the essays which you are getting. Ronditlo directly you have to choose one, and 2 out of 4, 2 are from sociology only. They'll talk about tribals, they'll talk about poverty, they'll talk about growing inequality, they'll talk about population. What all those 2 essays are there, particular essays, will study in sociology paper 2. Paper 2 ఒక చాప్టర్ లాగానే చదువుతాం. Poverty is one chapter, inequality is one chapter, human development and dependency is one chapter, population is one chapter, tribal issues, tribal conflicts, issues of farmers, agriculture, all these are one in depth we will study in sociology, which will actually help you to score the 2. 2 is from sociology and 2 1 which is you are confident, and you will choose one. That's why sociology optional వాళ్ళకు especially paper 2 you are perfect in sociology, or like essay one section, it's like you can easily get it good score from this. And this is common for all the options. In lonchi you have to do one. They will use some theme based, thematic based, or perception based, psychological based, philosophical. They'll give anything out of this 125. So but you are blessed here. At least you can do this. This you have to manage in your exam. So last time there are 2 essays. 2 to 2 we have done in paper 2. Because when I teach in sociology, I'll be giving you direct class notes. Class notes ఇచ్చేటప్పుడే I'll make you write quotations, note, this was there in news, this statement was given by Mahatma Gandhi, this statement was given by Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Sometimes they will pick it. For example, while we are studying about Karl Marx, I gave my students quite long time back, the man when he gets all the resources, he'll become total man. This was said by Karl Marx. But essay-lo, he didn't mention this as Karl Marx. He mentioned man will become total man when we get access to all the resources. Quotation. Essay, 125 marks. ఇది భయంకరమైన అడ్వాంటేజ్ for the sociology students, because how will you write an essay? This statement was given by Karl Marx and రాస్తే భయంకరంగా అక్కడ నీకు 5 to 10 మార్క్స్ పడతాయి. That is the advantage. We have most important thinkers in sociology, and thinkers are very limited, and very very important thinkers we have. Caste is having cracks. Caste is having cracks, but still it is not broken. As it is a statement given by Andrew Bethel, the statement given by one of the pronoun thinker M.N. Srinivas. ఇది సోషాలజీ స్టూడెంట్స్కు థింకర్ పేరు ఇవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. వీళ్ళు పెట్టేస్తారు ఆన్సర్ కరెక్ట్గా, అండ్ దే విల్ స్టార్ట్ రైటింగ్ అబౌట్ ద caste, conflicts of caste, what Mahatma Gandhi said. This can come in section 1. Karl Marx related, section 1. What Andrew Bethel says, section 1. అక్కడ కాల్ మార్క్స్ అని ఇవ్వడు, బాబాసాహెబ్ అంబేద్కర్ అని ఇవ్వడు, మహాత్మా గాంధీ అని ఇవ్వడు. నువ్వు ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. I don't identify, I can write, you can write. You write general perspective, and sociology students will write this was said by Karl Marx. ఇంకా వీళ్ళకి అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. So they will not give you who said it and all. You should mention it was said. You will get advantage. And when you will write that it was said by Karl Marx, 90% I am sure now that He knows that it was said by Karl Marx and అదే పర్స్పెక్టివ్లో రాస్తాడని I have a clarity. That's why people with sociology and optional, they'll get good score in essay. 120, 125, 130, they'll get a very good score. 130 is a very decent, very good score. Identifying the statements in essay is a challenging one because other 2 to 3 అవి అర్థం కావు, సైకలాజికల్ ఉంటాయి, ఫిలాసఫికల్ ఉంటాయి. ఇట్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. Very good essay, very important essay earlier was given in section 2. Simple word ichchadu ante. 125 marks, you are supposed to write 2000 words. He has asked about, read that new woman ante. New woman, you should write an essay. Who said, what said, nothing. New woman, ichcheshin. How many words? Around 1500 to 2000 words. How many marks? 125 marks. New woman concept which was given in essay, ఇది మనం డైరెక్ట్గా చదువుతాం సోషాలజీ పేపర్ 2లో. ఇట్ వాస్ గివన్ women rights, women in tribal areas, women of SC/STs, women of the minorities, women in Quit India movement, women in present agriculture sector, manufacturing sector, women in service sector, women who are single. All these areas which we covered in sociology, again I'm not going very depth, I'm just giving you a cream that actually can be answered in this essay, new woman. Adanta easy kaadu. So what we study in sociology paper 2, definitely it will be reflected in essay annappudu classes join ayi separate ga coaching తీసుకొని go. Writing essay is an art. So you should develop an art within the classes to write an essay, and there should not be any separate coaching for essay. Over a period of time you will develop, you take advantage from GS, you take advantage from optional. That's why most people while choosing optional, they are very smart. తీసుకుంటే what are the benefits I am getting? తీసుకుంటే can I score? Do I have interest? Do the syllabus is very limited? So that's why most people try to get 130, 140 marks in essay. Second point, syllabus. Gopi, syllabus copy తీసుకోరా. ఇబ్రాహింకి చెప్పినా నేను, సిలబస్ కాపీ తీసుకోరా. వాళ్ళకి సిలబస్ పేపర్స్ ఇవ్వాలి కదా, తెచ్చిండా? లేదు అక్కడ, అడుగు ఇబ్రాహింకి, ఫోన్ చేయి. సో నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఈజ్ జనరల్ స్టడీస్. General studies paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4. What did we study earlier? What did we discuss? Like paper 1 and paper 2 have a greater reference. That means both can be studied together. That's why the syllabus will become lesser, because we'll study Western perspective, Indian perspective. So do I write to study separately? No. Thinker's perspective will write separately. What Karl Marx from the European society, he spoke about, for example, any part of the society. What M.N. Srinivas spoke about Indian society. So this is the perspective. What they think, class is very important in Europe, caste is very important in India. Someone would have said this, and we will try to put it in the same manner. And when you take the GS paper 1, 2, 3 and 4, how sociology is going to help your GS? We have 4 papers, 250 each and 1000 marks. Along with the essay, it becomes 1250. So 250, most important, Indian society. Indian society, what we studied in sociology paper 2. Anduke sociology paper 2, sociology optional paper 2 జాగ్రత్త చదవాలా. Whoever is taking sociology, they have to read and put more efforts in paper 2. So ఎంత ఎఫర్ట్ పెడితే నీకు ఇంటర్వ్యూకి అంత యూజ్ అవుతుంది. You can talk well in the interview, you can do well in essay, you can excel in GS papers. Indian society and its weightage has increased. Earlier They were asking, they used to ask around 4 questions. Each one carry 10 marks. That used to be around 40 marks. Now they're asking 6 to 7 questions. They're asking 6 to 7 questions means in total you're getting somewhere around 60 to 70 marks. Somewhere around 60 marks. What is that question they were asked? Urbanization, globalization, it impacts, how does it impact children? How does it impact old age? How is it impacting the population? Manaku direct chapter undi paper 2 lo. We have a direct chapter where in sociology paper 2 every time they will ask a question. Same content what we read we can write here. And that's why answer writing lo kuda sociology students will write more points. The more points with respect to the urbanization or globalization and salient features of Indian society, women issues, education, children, hunger, malnutrition, poverty, unemployment, what all we studied in paper 2 will be useful for your GS paper 1. And GS paper 2 we have social justice, women, issues with women, what are the issues faced by women, child labor, labor force, social justice and the points with respect to Indian society, all you can get it somewhere around 90 marks and in fact more than 91. తగ్గించి రాసిన నేను ఇంతకుముందు 110 మార్క్స్ వరకు పోయింది, మొన్న 130 వరకు పోయింది. The paper 1 and paper 2 together we have around 110 marks. 110 marks is the weightage and it is increasing. So most students with sociology paper 2 as an optional, when you look at the GS, they can easily answer this question because direct syllabus lone untayi ivanni. What we studied in the paper 2, same thing will be reflected here. And you will be very comfortable in writing these answers. Next, in section 3, socio-economic. Socio-economic. This is the GS paper 3, socio-economic. Socio-economic lo what you have? Poverty, land reforms, issues of farmers, protest, liberalization, okay, industrial policies, etc. All this what we study and write in GS paper 3 ఈ మనకు సిలబస్లో ఉన్నాయి. ఈ నేను అన్ని సిలబస్లో ఉన్నాయని అనుకోవద్దు. Now when they'll give the syllabus copy, I'll make you read what all I have written on the board. I will ask you to read those things in GS paper and ask you to relate in sociology paper 2. Paper 2 lo unda leda ani you can easily find it out. Okay, so this will be somewhere around 50 marks in paper 3. Easily 40 to 50 marks you can get it in this socio-economical part of GS paper 3. And paper 4, ethics. Now interestingly, we have thinkers like Max Weber, Emile Durkheim, Karl Marx, M.N. Srinivas, G.S. Gure, Desai. What we study in sociology, most thinkers, Plato, Aristotle, most thinkers will write their perspective in ethics paper. Thinkers in ethics paper plus case studies. What are the case studies? Tribal issues are going on, case study. Deforestation is going on, case study. Construction of dams, case study. Rivers issues between the states, case study. Fundamental right violation, case study. What all we study in sociology, I will be teaching you hundreds of case studies. అవే కేస్ స్టడీస్ బట్టి నువ్వు ఎథిక్స్లో రాసుకోవచ్చు, డైరెక్ట్ రాయవచ్చు. అండ్ వైల్ టీచింగ్ సోషాలజీ ఐ విల్ టెల్లింగ్ యూ, ఐ విల్ మేక్ యూ మార్క్ సిలబస్ చదివేటప్పుడు. ఐ విల్ మేక్ యూ రైట్ ద సిలబస్. పేపర్ 1, పేపర్ 2, పేపర్ 2 GS where you can use. Which essay was asked? Where can you use in ethics? This is how, if you check the previous students' class notes, you will find in this way the chapter name. Why? Because the student is reading this sociology optional. he should also know that these are being applicable to other areas also. So GS paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4, where sociology as an optional will definitely help you to get good score. That's why limited syllabus, paper 1, paper 2 have lot of linkages, and sociology paper 2 has a great linkage with paper 1, 2, 3 and 4, all the papers with essay. That's why I told you a statement that someone who is getting 280 in sociology, definitely he will get good score. No chance that he will get less score in GS. Inevitable అంటే bound to happen that he will get a very good score in the essay and the GS. That's why if you are getting 280, I told you, like if you are getting somewhere around 280 plus, you'll definitely get an interview call, keeping in mind that you wrote your GS and essay very. And how about the questions asked in the interview? How about the questions you're asked in interview? What questions they will ask you in interview? They will not ask you that a plus b whole square cheppandi. Then you will say that I'm not from max background. They'll not ask you what is sin theta by cos theta. So I don't know what is tan theta. How will I answer all these things? So they will ask you in the interview very general perspective. Gurtupettuko. When you are not answering, they will take optional. They will ask you what is your optional, what did you study from your optional, can you apply your optional in the society? Definitely yes. I understood the marriage pattern in the society, family pattern in the society. I understood how is economy working in the society. I understood what is caste. I know what is untouchability, what is poverty, what is unemployment in the society. Optional has taught me all these things. I can produce in the interview. They will ask you general perspective. Do you accept surrogacy? Will you promote vaccines? Most religions do not accept surrogacy. Most religions do not accept remarriages. Still, people are not accepting the concept of getting divorce. Family is not accepting the divorce after 50 years. Grey divorce under din. Which means what? You used to live very happily for 50 years. After 50 years, you are getting separated. We are not happy. After 50 years, you realize you are not happy and you are getting divorce. This is called as grey divorce. Grey divorce is increasing in India, especially in urban. Why? Given sociology is avutam manam. You should understand what is the meaning of grey divorce. If you don't write anyone who is getting separated after the year of 50, then how do you get marks? Whether it is in GS or it is in your sociology or interview. Helicopter parenting. Helicopter parenting. Helicopter parenting means over involvement in the children cases. I will ask you to what to choose and you have to choose that. I know it is better. It is not on your interest. This is called as helicopter parenting. I am saying no for everything. No. I want you to do this. No, do this. This is correct. I am saying not to marry him. Marry him. This is correct. So interfering in your personal choice is called as helicopter parenting. So these GS law, if the question is asked, I'll challenge. If the person knows, he will write the answer. Can even sociology is avutam. Helicopter parenting, grey, silver economy, grey divorce, silver economy contributed by people who are 50 plus years, old age people, and their contribution to economy. How will they contribute? Insurance, medicine, recreational activities, religious and ritual activities, tourism, and they are contributing a lot to the economy. This is called as silver economy. In GS they will ask you like silver economy and the contribution is increasing. Justify 10 marks. Nik silver economy తెలియకపోతే నువ్వు ఏం రాస్తావు? గ్రే డివర్స్ తెలియదు, ఏం రాస్తావు? So there are certain case studies I am saying. ఇవన్నీ ఇచ్చిన కేస్ స్టడీ. హెలికాప్టరా, All these are case studies which we will be studying in sociology. Those terms you can use in answer, they can use in your interview, or you can use in your essay or your GS papers, which will definitely help you to score better. Obviously, you'll score better in your interview. That will be for 20 to 30 minutes on an average. On an average, it will be for 20 to 30 minutes. In 20 to 30 minutes, they will take your DAF, that is your application form, detailed one, of while you will submit it during your mains. They'll ask your interest, and I'm very sure they'll ask your optional. They'll ask few questions from optional. Tell me why farmers are protesting. You'll write in your GS. You have to talk in our interview. Obviously, yes, farmers are protesting because their income is not increasing. There is no rain this year. There is no rain. Farmers are expecting from the government to give better income. Farmers may increase their production price and they may not get more returns. We study this exclusively in agriculture chapter. So what combines your paper 2? We'll study agriculture in paper 2. We'll study about the farmers in paper 2. We'll study about women and children in paper 2. We'll study about environment in paper 2. We'll study about governance in paper 2. We'll study about tribals in paper 2. Religion in paper 2. Marriage system in paper 2. Which means all these are very general topics, and these general topics which will help you to get a good score. Easier answers. And when you come about thinkers, most students, they basically ask me the question on thinkers. Sir, do we have more thinkers? No. One gifted thing in sociology is we have very limited thinkers. Very limited thinkers. How many thinkers we have? In paper 1, we have hardly 6 thinkers, and in paper 2, we have 3 thinkers. That's it? Yes, that's it. We don't have more thinkers in sociology. That's the beauty of sociology, that they are optionals where thinkers are very, very more. ఇంకా ఈ పోరగాళ్ళు చదువుతూనే ఉంటారు thinkers ఎవరు? We have hardly seen thinkers. Karl Marx, Immanuel Durkheim, Weber, Talcott Parson, Robert Merton, Mead. Weber and Parson, student and sir. What sir said, student said the same thing. We don't segregate much. We'll study both in combination. So undeve 6 lo iddar almost club, so 5 lo last 6 one is very limited. His policies are very limited. US based thinker, Mead, we can study in 1 day and we can finish. So I will be taking thinkers and I will teach you thinkers for mostly 1 month, not for a week or 10 days. No, we will be studying thinkers and you will be traveling with me to study thinkers almost for 1 month. 1 month thinkers chepta. Slowly I will tell you about their story, their lifespan, why did they study it, what. That means whenever I will be giving you keywords. If I say Karl Marx, I will giving you keywords: total man, communism, communist ideology, capitalist, capital ideology, ఇలా keywords చెప్తాను. And we will go very much in depth. ఇట్లా చదివితే బెనిఫిట్స్ ఏంటంటే you will never forget if you study in like a story. And when you read thinkers for 1 month, which will give you very great knowledge of these 6 thinkers. We have very limited thinkers. 6. A 6 lo iddar sir and student. Already I tell you just now. Inko already a sir, a student almost అదే చెప్తాడు. కొన్ని changes చేస్తాడు. That's it. He'll bring some changes. And he'll say that, sir, my sir said this and I'm doing this research. So you will feel that when I be discussing about the student, that is the sixth, within the six, then you will say that we have already done this chapter. I'll say that he was his sir. He borrowed his thinker. That means I am teaching you. I narrated one theory on society. Same theory you will borrow and you will make some changes. You will feel that you are reading this 2 times. It makes very simple. So 6 thinkers and 3 very important in Indian perspective: M.N. Srinivas, G.S. Gure and A.R. Desai. They'll talk about Indian society. They'll talk about caste, religion, marriage. M.N. Srinivas was very important. He gave the concept of westernization and its impact in India. Sanskritization. What is Sanskritization? What is Sanskritization? You would have studied in school, no? What is Sanskritization? Evolution of Sanskrit in people. బాగా చెప్పినావు, కానీ రాంగ్ చెప్పినావు. బాగా చెప్పినావు కానీ రాంగ్ చెప్పినావు. ఆటరే Sanskritization, evolution of Sanskrit in people. Englishization అంటే evolution of English among people. Papers ఎట్లా చెప్తారా ఎవరైనా? ఇబ్రాహిం, वो टाइम हो गया ना. Sanskritization means people belonging to lower caste. People belonging to lower caste will imitate upper caste. People in the lower caste, they will start imitating people from the upper caste. In terms of what? Ritual, food, attire, okay? Commensality, sit together and eat. Why? They are not getting recognition. They are not being allowed into religious institution. They have been ignored in every area. They feel that no, this is the policy, what it is being done, then I cannot stay myself to the lower caste. What they will do? They'll stop themselves to be called as a lower caste and they'll adopt the policies of the upper caste. Upper caste policies anni adopt cheskoni, eating practice, look alike, attire, rituals, they will all adopt the upper caste policies: marriage system, food habits, culture, tradition of the upper caste. Start imitating like an upper caste. This is called as what? Sanskritization. అర్థమైందా? what is Sanskritization? చెప్పు డెఫినేషన్. నువ్వు ఏ ఆప్షన్లో తీసుకో పర్లేదు కానీ డెఫినేషన్ చెప్పు. Sanskritization, లోవర్ క్యాస్ట్ పీపుల్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు ఇమిటేట్. కథం. ఓకేనా? దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్, స్కూల్లో చదువు ఉంటారు కదమ్మా, స్కూల్లో ఏ స్కూల్ రా మీద అని అడగండి. స్కూల్లో బేసికలీ వీ హ్యావ్ నా సాంస్క్రిట్. సోషల్లో ఉంటుంది కదా, ఎంఎన్ శ్రీనివాస్ ఫోటో పెట్టి వాట్ ఈస్ సాంస్క్రిటైజేషన్ అని ఉంటుంది. 8th క్లాస్లో 9th క్లాస్లోనే ఉంటుంది. వెరీ స్మాల్ టాపిక్ పెట్టి ఉంటారు, మొత్తం ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ సోషాలజీ లాగా కాకుండా, బట్ అట్లీస్ట్ వన్ స్మాల్ పారాగ్రాఫ్ యూస్ టు బి దేర్. సో విల్ స్టడీ అబౌట్ ఎంఎన్ శ్రీనివాస్, జిఎస్ ఘూరే అండ్ ఏఆర్ దేశాయ్. ఇప్పుడు కీప్ వెస్టర్న్ థింకర్స్ aside. But who is called as thinker? What is the definition of a thinker? Someone student asked me interesting question. పిల్లలు సిలబస్ ఇవన్నీ వదిలేసి సార్ థింకర్ అంటే ఏంది అన్నాడు. ఓకే, గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఓన్లీ. వాట్ ఈస్ థింకర్? డెఫినేషన్ ఆఫ్ థింకర్ నువ్వే చెప్పు. ద వన్ హూ థింక్స్. The one who thinks is and give his perspective. The one who thinks and who provides the perspective is called as a thinker. You also think, but when you provide your own perspective, write down and provide your perspective, then you are said to be called as a what? Thinker. Then what did you thought about? What are your thoughts? Sir, I wrote on marriage, I wrote on family, I wrote on culture. So people wrote on the Western culture, people wrote on Indian culture. Western culture in depth చదువుతారు, అక్కడ ఉన్న మ్యారేజ్ స్టైల్ మస్తు ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉంటుంది. మ్యారేజ్ స్టైల్, ఫ్యామిలీ స్టైల్. డోంట్ కంపేర్ దేర్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ అండ్ యువర్ ఫ్యామిలీ. అక్కడ వితౌట్ మ్యారేజ్ దేర్ ఈస్ ఫ్యామిలీ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అలౌడ్. ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ నాట్ హ్యాపీ దే విల్ గో అవే. నో రిస్ట్రిక్షన్స్, నో రిస్ట్రిక్షన్ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ డేస్. ఇక్కడ మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకోకపోతే ప్రాబ్లం, చేసుకున్న ప్రాబ్లం, విడిపోయిన ప్రాబ్లం. All three stages of problems are there in marriage: before, during and after. If you don't marry, then it's a big problem. If you don't have kids, that's a one more problem added to the family. If you have very less kids, then also there will be a problem. Someone has only one kid, they ask like, what are you doing? Only one kid. Someone has 4 kids. One of my cousin has 4 kids, so my uncle starts, stop harassing. Why are you harassing? 4 kids unte harassment. 1 kid unte, what are you doing? So society has its own perspective. Everyone has their own perspective. The marriage system, do you think the marriages we perform now are very similar what we used to have earlier? Earlier marriages means we used to gather, we used to have a proper event. But now marriages means 2 o'clock is the marriage, 11 o'clock will start, we'll book the flight because you're very busy, and you will go there by 1 o'clock. You'll reach there, take a photo, wish them, take your flight and come back to your work. System has become like this. System has made things like this. And good that marriage in rural still exists. It is surviving. But people have killed the system of marriage in urban area, coming under the influence of Western culture. Marriage almost ఒక 4-5 days చెప్తాను. ఎందుకు అంటే అంతే అది. In depth you will study about the family, in depth you will study about the marriage system. People don't want to marry. People are marrying themselves. I told you earlier, this is called a solo marriage. Sologamy, solo marriage. That means girl in Gujarat married herself. ఆమెను మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకుంది. వై? ఎందుకు ఇవన్నీ టార్చరు, ఒకడు వస్తాడు, వాడు వస్తాడా, ఈమొస్తుందా, ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడితో మనకు సెట్ కాదని చెప్పి ఆమెకు మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకొని హ్యాపీగా ఉండిపోయింది. మదర్ ఇన్ లా అంటుంది అంతే. అండ్ షీఈ్ హ్యాపీ. అండ్ షీ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు మ్యారీ. జస్ట్ థింగ్స్ హ్యావ్ చేంజ్డ్. What was earlier, what is now? People are choosing destination marriage. They're not marrying in India. They don't want people to attend the marriage, and they don't want this media to get disturbed. They don't want this media to come and disturb. They are going to Italy, they are going to France, and they are marrying there with their relatives. This is how things are happening. The changes in the marriage pattern we have in sociology. We will write from traditional marriages used to be performed only in religious institution only. If the marriage is performed in religious institution, then only it is being considered as a marriage. Then when you are not in the position to adjust those many people, you try to perform the marriage in the outside world. Once you come out of this religious institution, things get added. You get DJ, you get someone singing song. Everyone is singing. You have so much of lavishing style with respect to marriage. Things have changed, and you're spending a lot of money on marriage, food, style. The investments which you are making is very, very high. In India, people spend a lot of money on marriage. Earlier, you used to have, we used to have wedding cards. We used to have wedding cards, and we used to send it, and we have to go to their house and give the wedding card, else people will not accept. But now, call, WhatsApp, send digital way, digital way of sending one audio, video that we are going to marry so and so, the guy's photo, the bridegroom photo, and close. This is called as transformation in marriage system. We'll study about the marriage system, how the perspectives of the marriage has been changed over a period of time and how it has changed. Family system, earlier used to have joint family, more joint families. Now we have come down to nuclear families. Nuclear families, it has own problems. Joint family, it has own problems. So these joint and nuclear families are again creating a lot of issues. So growing nuclear families, and what are the negative impacts of growing nuclear families? So in sociology, we'll be studying mostly about the current trend. What happens in the current trend, changing patterns, etc. Earlier, birthday means 5 o'clock cake cutting means everyone has to go, no? To take gift because they gave us gift, no? So we should give a gift on birthday. 5 o'clock cake cutting under ante. And you used to wear a good dress and you all used to go, stand there, cake cut, you'll get one piece. You'll eat, you'll wish and you'll come back. Next day, top discussion in school. Like full, we enjoyed. Now we don't have time. WhatsApp lo status. వాట్సాప్లో స్టేటస్ పెట్టేస్తారు హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే అని చెప్పి. వాడెవడో బర్త్డే మాకు కూడా తెలియదు. ఆరో మార్క్ పెడుతురు, నలుగురు ఉన్నారు అనుకో, అందులో ఎవరి బర్త్డే అని కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఏం చేస్తారు, వెళ్ళిపోయి ఆరో మార్క్ దిస్ ఫెలోస్ బర్త్డే అని చెప్పి క్రౌన్ పెడుతురు. సమ్మన్ స్టూడెంట్ చెప్పింది, క్రౌన్ పెట్టేస్తారు వాడి మీద, హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే లవ్ సింబల్. ఇస్ ఇట్ ట్రూ? ఎస్. న్యూ ఇయర్, డూ యూ సెండ్ గ్రీటింగ్ కార్డ్స్? హ్యావ్ యూ ఎవర్ పర్చేస్ గ్రీటింగ్ కార్డ్స్? స్కూల్ డేస్, దోస్ డేస్ ఆర్ స్టిల్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్. నో. వాట్ ఆర్ యూ సెండింగ్? ఫ్లయర్స్. చిన్న ఫ్లయర్ చేసేసి ఎవడో మనకు పంపిస్తాడు. ట్రూ? సేమ్ థింగ్ విల్ ఫార్వర్డ్, హ్యాపీ న్యూ ఇయర్. జిఫ్ ఫైల్స్, if you open it, blast I happy new year. Earlier what do you do? School days, go, you know what is called Archies? We used to go to Archies, we used to buy greeting cards, open with smile, used to write with love, regards, your brother, your sister, your friend, and we used to post, we used to go and give. This connectivity we have lost because of growing technology. Technology has grown. Slowly the culture we used to carry, that has slowly come down. Earlier, when the kids were younger, they come back from school, they have parental love. Either the father used to say or mother used to say. That parental love is missing now. Why? Both are employees and the kid is grown under someone's guidance. Someone will be sending from the agency to take care of the kid. It is only superficial, materialistic, only for monthly salary. Nannies are taking care of the young ones. Maids are taking care of the young ones. And the mother and father do not have much time. Till they come, the kids are sleeping. When they wake up, kids will go to school. They are missing the parental love. We study very general topics in sociology. It's not very technical. It is a perspective of how the society was earlier and how the society has been transformed one by one. Amma. Writing practice. I said earlier 245 marks. Your confidence matters. Your revision matters. Clear? Your confidence matters. Your revision matters. Your writing practice matters. Maybe you have got limited time and the optional syllabus is very vast, which you did not finish it on time. But sociology is optional. You have chosen and you made short notes. You wrote case studies very well, you revised and you entered. And you will be in the confident, like during the writing the exam, that I could recollect very easily. And thinkers, think. Same thing I'm saying. Limited for both. Revision matters for both. And your writing practice. How did you present the answer? If I say the two important topics, one is sociology, other one is common sense. Every year almost you will get a question on this. If మనకు chapter number 1 లో ఉంటుంది. The moment we start the classes, we will be starting with sociology and common sense. The topic called as sociology and the topic called as common sense. What is the difference between, what is common sense? What is common sense? నువ్వే చెప్పు. ఉండాల్సిన కామన్ సెన్స్. What is common sense? Basic knowledge, basic understanding about the society. Common sense means an ability to think and understand and react. This is called as common sense. Ability to think, understand and react is called as common sense. Walking on footpath will create safety. This is common sense. When you can't walk middle of the road, common sense makes you to walk on a footpath. Supreme Court judgment ఉంది. Walking on a footpath is a fundamental right. When you walk on the footpath, it's a fundamental right. No one will stop you. If you're walking, I have nothing to say that don't walk on the footpath అని లేదు. Footpath is, దాని అర్థం ఏంటి? Everyone has a right అని అర్థం. Supreme Court gave a judgment. Now what common sense says? Simple. If you walk on a footpath, creating safety. What sociology says? More than common sense. You're not interrupting the vehicles. It is creating your safety and security. It is making me to sit and sell certain goods. I cannot afford a large scale shop to pay. I can sit and make whatever I wanted to do for a period of time. For example, take the case of Jallikattu. You all know Jallikattu, right? It's an event, annual event which happened in Tamil Nadu. People say, apply common sense and apply sociology. If I say common sense, I'll say that animal is being exploited. Animal is harmed. Animal is not harmed. Common sense. Someone will say, yes, it is harmed. Someone says, no, it is not harmed. It is based on your understanding. You are saying yes. Based on others' understanding, they are saying no. I'll say, no, it is not harmed. But making use of an animal to make this event happening is very important in Jallikattu. Without an animal, there is no Jallikattu. What sociological perspective says? Sociological perspective will say more than common sense. Common sense says animal is being used, yes. Animal plays a major role in Jallikattu. Then what sociology says? Unity, integrity, togetherness, tradition, bringing all the people together, participative, irrespective of religion, identity of the culture. This is sociology. So when we read about the topic which is called as common sense and sociology, common sense is a thing to react. And what is the definition of sociology? It is a scientific study of society and scientific analysis of society, in-depth understanding of society is sociology. That means a step much more beyond the common sense is sociology. So when we actually start, when you look at the syllabus, which I have given you, so in that syllabus, we will be starting with the chapter number 1. We'll be starting with the chapter number 1. That is, whenever we meet on Thursday. We'll be meeting on Thursday for sociology optional 2820. We'll be starting with chapter number 1, evolution or sociology, the discipline. In that we'll be studying dark age, age of church, role of church. We'll be studying in this chapter about European society, scope of sociology, sociology and common sense. So, in chapter number 1, it is all about the birth of sociology. How sociology was born. Sociology is the youngest discipline among all the disciplines. Maths, science, physics, polity, anthropology, history. Sociology is the youngest of all because these all brought changes. To study this, sociology was born. So sociology will help you to understand what happens here. So we'll be studying little bit about French Revolution, American Revolution, Industrial Revolution. What you'll study in history will not be studying so much depth. We'll be studying basic things. French Revolution. What does French Revolution give you? Liberty, equality, fraternity, voting rights, democracy with respect to American and French. So these things will bring, and we'll be studying about church. What church used to do? Church always used to signify to think about lending, to think about principles of religion, to think about after death, afterlife. So you'll talk about church, but there are certain changes which will happen in European society which will be studied by the sociology. Every year you take 1 or 2 questions will come from it. Other big factor of sociology indante syllabus is limited, but questions are repeated. Most of the times questions get repeated. Then how they are judged? Same question what he has asked. Syllabus is fixed, questions get repeated. Ever baga rase vallu marks ante. Whoever will write well, they are going to get better marks. Once we are done with chapter number 1, we will be going to chapter number 4, sociological thinkers, in which we will be finishing all the thinkers, starting with Karl Marx, okay, and Emile Durkheim, Max Weber. We will be spending good time on Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim. Why? Because I'll bet you most of the times the perspectives are directly given in essay. అందుకే Karl Marx and Emile Durkheim and Karl Marx are very easy thinkers. కొంచెం టైం పడుతుంది, స్లోగా make you study like a story. And remember, in the entire classes, this is only handout which I will give. I will not be giving any handout. There is no PPT, there is no projection, there is nothing. We will discuss the class and I will give you notes. That's it. We'll discuss the class and I will give you notes, written notes. I'll be dictating it. After every chapter, I have an habit like the other previous students. After every chapter, they will write class test. They have a habit of writing daily answer. They have a habit of writing chapter-wise test. Once the syllabus is done, if you look back and see, you have written exams for all the chapters. It's not like other institutions. Like people, optional is done, they will go out. Have you read? No, I should start. No, you will start in the class and people will raster exam, raster. The other batches, earlier batches, they are students who used to write the test in the class. Around 70 students used to write. 75, 80, 90 students will rush the class log. And it is not compulsory. But look at the interest of the students. After every chapter, they'll make short notes. They'll meet me. So how should I present there? And how it is useful for GS? And how should I make short notes of this? Class notes to part 2, they'll start making short notes. Right from the day 1, they'll bring 2 books. Regular notes, short notes. Once a topic is done, I will ask them how to maintain short notes. Short notes are simple. 10 pages, you will write in 2 pages. 10 pages of your class notes in detail which I dictate, you will write in 2 pages. So that it will be easy for you to memorize. Anni rayavu. Important points and keywords you will write. So that will be helpful for you in making revision. For a chapter, people will make short notes. For every chapter, they will write test. and they'll write test. I'll give time for their preparation, 3 to 4 days, and they'll prepare and they'll write the test. And once they write the test, we'll sit one-to-one mentorship, one-to-one discussion. Then we'll go for the next chapter. This is how for the entire sociology I have been doing for many years. And for you also, we'll add with the other group, big group. Then we'll all will go together. Okay. And as of now, sociology is not started. It will start on Thursday. So chapter 4 will start. That is sociological thinkers of Western. Then we'll immediately go to paper 2, Indian thinkers. Here we'll finish 6 and here we'll finish 3. Here we'll finish 6 and here we'll finish 3. This is the pattern which I have been following since last 5 years. Why? Simple. You should know first what is sociology. You will understand that in chapter number 1. And second, to understand other chapters very easily, you will be studying about thinkers. Karl Marx would have spoken about religion. When we are studying about religion chapter, Karl Marx, Weber, Immanuel Durkheim, వీళ్ళు ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్తారో same perspective will write there. Once we finish these areas, we will target now the topics which are similar. Once we are done this, chapter number 1, chapter number 4, thinkers, and immediately to Indian thinkers section A. Paper 1, we have 10 chapters. Paper 2, we have 3 sections, section A, B, C, and different chapters we have. Chapter number 4, we will target very soon, and chapter number 1 we will finish at the first case, and next we will be targeting the Indian thinkers, the 3 thinkers. Then we will be studying other areas. M.N. Srinivas, G.S. Gure, and A.R. Desai paper also. Now look at, once we are done with this, we will be starting the topics which are interlinked. Interlinked ante endi? We have topics like similar topics: religion and society, politics and society, development and dependency, stratification, marriage and kinship, or family and kinship. These are the topics of paper 1, and same topics in paper 2 we will be studying together. So like such, almost 5 to 6 chapters we will finish. That's why the syllabus is less. Why? Because 2 papers, similar topics will club and study. Marriage ku universal definition untadi. ఇండియాకి రాగానే మ్యారేజ్ డెఫినేషన్ మారిపోదు. మ్యారేజ్, వాట్స్ ద డెఫినేషన్ ఆఫ్ మ్యారేజ్? 2 set of people belonging to different group coming up together and having a functional role of staying together, extending to form a family, is called a marriage. Whether it is in Europe or India or any part of Asia, the definition of marriage will not change. Perspective of the thinker will change. What Immanuel Durkheim says about marriage, what M.N. Srinivas says about marriage, these things will change. And when you understand the story of what Immanuel Durkheim is saying, M.N. Srinivas is saying, it is very easily you can catch like this. Anduke I will cover the thinkers, initial ga thinkers cheppeste, you will have that good hold. Whenever we take individual topics, it becomes easy for you to understand. Now you take a case of chapter number 7, politics and society in paper 1. Politics and society in paper 1. We will be studying about the political part in the society. And the same thing, paper 2, section C. Look at paper 2 and section C. Chapter 4. What is that? Politics and society. So politics and society in paper 2, politics and society in paper 1 will be studying together. That's why Two topics are interlinked in sociology. Second chapter number 8 చూడండి paper 1 లో. Look at chapter number 8, religion and society. Religion and society. And in next part, section C, sixth one, ఇది కొంచెం ఇక్కడ స్పెల్ మిస్టేక్ అయింది. Sixth one, look at sixth one, religion and society in India. ఇది in Indian perspective, religion and society global. What is different types of religion? What are the problems faced by religion in society and Indian society? So religion and society of Western, religion and society of Indian together will study. Politics and society of Western and India together will study. So how many chapters? 4 chapters will be studied in 2 forms. Next, social change in modern. Now next one is system of kinship, chapter number 9 in paper 1. System of kinship, family, lineage, patriarchy, types of family, etc. Take next page, 5th one, C section, 5th one, system of kinship in India, which means what? Indian family system, Indian household system, family and marriage in India, types of kinship in India. That means 9th chapter family, 5th chapter of family in India together. So how many chapters are interlinked? 6 chapters are interlinked to form only 3. అందుకే లిమిటెడ్ సిలబస్. మీకు ఏ ఆప్షనల్లో సిమిలారిటీస్ ఉండవు. పేపర్ 1 is completely different, paper 2 is completely different. I'll challenge you. ఇన్ని సిమిలారిటీస్ ఉన్న ఆప్షనల్ is sociology. And if you look at the topic with respect to agriculture, now once we finish thinkers, interrelated topics if we finish in the regular classes, I will take a topic which is called as agriculture. Agriculture మనం ఎంత వాస్ట్గా చదువుతామంటే, what are the things which are covered in agriculture? Farmers issues, agriculture revolutions, green revolutions, farmers protest, farmers income, problem faced by the farmers, land labor issues. All these things we'll study in agriculture. The topics of agriculture are scattered in different topics. Take paper 2, come to section B, and just remember agriculture topic. Rural and agrarian social structure. In rural and agrarian social structure, ఇందులో will be studying about evolution of land tenure system, land reforms. Alright, next, section C, topic 2. What is first topic? Social classes in India. Agrarian class structure. So agrarian class structure, what we study here, rural and agrarian social structure, will all be studying under one topic, agriculture. Agriculture lone we will go very broad. Next, rural and agrarian transformation in India, section C, chapter number 2, rural and agrarian transformation in India. అందులో programs with respect to rural development, cooperatives, poverty. Next one is green revolution. Green revolution is related to which topic? Agriculture. Green revolution. So next one is, what is next topic? Changing mode of production in Indian agriculture. అర్థమవుతుందా? అగ్రికల్చర్ అనేది సోషాలజీకు ఇట్స్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సోషాలజీలో అగ్రికల్చర్ క్వశ్చన్ రాకుండా పేపర్ 2 ఉండదు అసలు. అండ్ యాజ్ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ అర్లియర్, జిఎస్ పేపర్ 3 యూ కెన్ గో అండ్ చెక్ ద సిలబస్. ఇందులో ల్యాండ్ రిఫార్మ్స్, వాట్ యూ స్టడీ హియర్, సోషాలజీలో ల్యాండ్ రిఫార్మ్స్ ఉంటుంది. గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్, వాట్ ఈస్ యూ స్టడీ హియర్, గ్రీన్ రెవల్యూషన్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. Issues respect to the farmers, food processing industries, what you study here, same thing you will be having here. Mode of production, how farmers are producing now different varieties of goods, what we studied in GS, same thing we will be studying in agriculture topic of the sociology. So agriculture is very important topic for sociology. It has been scattered different chapters. What we will be doing will not scatter our preparation. We'll put all of them together at agriculture as topic. Agriculture and heading betti, what are the relatives of the agriculture? Anni one place. We will try to finish it like a story. Whenever a question is asked, you can use in GS, use in essay, and use in sociology. Can you use thinkers? No role of thinkers. That's the one good thing in sociology. Thinkers where you have to use, there only you should use. Farmers protest lo thinkers role unda zero. Labor's issues lo thinkers role unda zero. Wherever you require thinkers, there will use thinkers. ఇంకా థింకర్స్ మాట్లాడకపోతే నేను తీసుకొస్తా అంటే ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు థింకర్ అవుతావు. క్లియర్? సో యూ డోంట్ బి ఏ థింకర్. వేర్ ఎవర్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ థింకర్స్ మా అంతే. సో లిమిటెడ్ థింకర్స్ అందుకే ఉన్నాయి మనకు. అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ అగ్రికల్చర్ వీల్ బి స్టడీయింగ్ అబౌట్ రూరల్ డెవలప్మెంట్. వెన్ వీ స్టడీ అబౌట్ రూరల్ డెవలప్మెంట్ విల్ టాక్ అబౌట్ ఆల్ ద ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ రూరల్ ఏరియా, రూరల్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్, రూరల్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్, క్లియర్, and rural related activities. All this under rural. That is why you take sociology as an optional. GS konta bhayankaranga use avutadi. And look at here at the last page, chapter number 7. You look at chapter number 7, development, displacement, environmental problems, poverty, inequality. Next one is women, caste issues, ethnic, illiteracy, disparity in education. And these are related to what? Social transformation and sociological changes. Go to paper 1, chapter number 10. Read that. Similar, which means development and dependency, social changes, education and social change, science, technology and social change, which is reflected in challenges of social transformation. Ide gaakunda, now go back to section C, chapter number 1. Section C, chapter number 1. Read that. Idea of development, planning and mixed economy. Second one, constitution, law and social change. Third one, education and social change. Come back to chapter number 10. Malli chadavandi. Development and dependency, agents of social change, education and social change, science, technology and social change. That's why chapter 10 will not study separately. We'll interlink with paper 2 topics and we will study. Almost paper 1 lo 4 to 5 chapters are interlinked with paper 2. అందుకే limited syllabus కాబట్టి you can revise n number of times. Now identify women related things. This is last one. In paper 2, identify women related aspects. Section నాకు తెలుసమ్మా, మేము రాసి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి చదువు చెప్తున్నాం, సిలబస్ మొత్తం తినేసి ఉంటాం. ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ యూ టు ఐడెంటిఫై యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. Women related problems. Look at women movement is there. Yes, women movement of last page lo chuskunte 5th chapter ma women's movement you have, and the next one you have with respect to violence against movement, violence against the women related. These topics, women related topic and child labor topic anni oka point lo rayali. Okay, let the notes malli repetitive avutayi. Schemes, policies, what the government has brought this year, promotion of women, child labor, women health, women education, everything will write in one topic. దీనికి థింకర్స్ ఎవరు ఉండరు. ఏదైనా ఫీమేల్ రిలేటెడ్ థింకర్స్ వస్తే ఐ విల్ యాడ్, ఎల్స్ దిస్ నో నీడ్ ఆఫ్ రైటింగ్ దిస్ థింకర్. మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్ ఇస్ చాప్టర్ నంబర్ 6, పాపులేషన్ డైనామిక్స్. విల్ బి స్టడీయింగ్ అబౌట్ పాపులేషన్ ఇన్ దిస్. Population growth, okay, literacy rate, education, IMR, MMR, sex ratio, since independence to present. We will be studying in these family problems, national population policy, census, Same topic you will study in the GS1, population, demography. Same topic you will study there. And create what content you are writing, happily you can use there. Same content you can use there. I'll give notes from PIB, notes from government reports, notes given by Niti Aayog, reports given by Niti Aayog, international institutions like WHO, UNDP, UNICEP, UNICEF. What all population fund, United Nations Population Fund, those reports are there. We will write the data, happily essayలో వాడుకోవచ్చు, GSలో రాసుకోవచ్చు. Just mention UNDP says, UNFCF says, and you can use the content. Sociology you can write in paper 2 and in GS. That's why Sociology paper 2, whenever it starts, you have to be very careful in writing the content. Use that content in your GS papers. That makes you perfect. Next, this is one very important topic. Social movements in modern India. Modern India, fifth topic. Last page lo fifth topic undi. Social movements in modern India lo. Here, what is the first point? We will be studying this in agriculture only. Second one, women movements. We will study women. Backward classes and Dalit movements. Backward classes and Dalit movements we will be studying in relation with untouchability. Okay, so come back to the topic with respect to untouchability. Untouchability. B, section B, last C. What is C? Untouchability, forms and perspective. E topic on the topic with respect to backward classes and Dalit movement, rendu club chesi chadavali. Meaningless aitadi. And environmental movements. Meeku environmental movements, what are the environmental aspects are there? All the environmental aspects I will be teaching you in this right from 1972. You will study and it will be useful in your environment GS. 1972 Stockholm conference nunchi present Paris or present Kyoto or present form what is India is making a word of net zero. అక్కడ వరకు చెప్తాం మొత్తం ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ స్కెచ్ చేసి, సో దట్ సోషాలజీలో వాట్ ఆల్ యూ రీడ్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి యూస్ఫుల్ ఫర్ యూర్ జిఎస్. ఆల్ రైట్ మా. నెక్స్ట్, when you take the case with respect to section C, chapter number 3, read that. Okay, so evolution of modern industry, evolution of the modern industry. Second one, urban settlements. Third one, working class. Fourth one, informal sector, child labor. Next one is slums. This is GS part. Indian society lo you use this. Slums, migration, poverty, inequality, urbanization. Indian society and social justice lo pure form idi. So that will be studied considering your GS part. Plus, within sociology, how it is useful. Now look at section C, chapter number 2. Industrial class structure. You have a topic called as industrial class structure. Industrial class structure, okay, along with industrialization and urbanization in India to be studied together. Okay, so whenever we will be starting our sociology, Amma, thank you so much. I'm equally sorry for not giving you a chance to write. Andar raskunnaru, you did not write. Chalo. Here, when we start sociology, I will just narrate. When we start sociology, we'll start with chapter number 1, chapter number 4, Western thinkers. Then I will take you to Indian thinkers. Lot of people, they'll question me, why don't you teach chapter number 2 and 3? Chapter number 2 and 3 at the end, last lo I'll teach you, because relevance of thinkers in these two chapters is zero, almost zero. That is considered as what? Research, testing, reliability, hypothesis, ఇలాంటి terms ఉంటాయి. So we'll be studying only these terms, how these terms are useful in development of sociology ante. Variables ante indi, how it is useful for sociology. And once we read these thinkers, you will get a good knowledge in understanding the subject and the perspective, then we will be applying them in that areas. And next, combination, next agriculture, next women, next industries, next rural development, then chapter 2 and 3 finish. So that is how we will try to finish the sociology, and we can happily finish in 4 to 5 months with regular chapter wise test. So I'll go back, because I told you, like, once I give you handout, I'll again explain you how it is going to be helpful. It is having a limited syllabus, yes. Coherence of paper 1, paper 2. Paper 1, paper 2 are interrelated in sociology, and also sociology paper 2 has a greater relevance in GS and essay. And interest of the subject, it depends how you take and how you develop over a period of time. I should crack it in first attempt ante right from the day one nu కూర్చొని regular ga పెట్టిన test anni you will write, you'll sit in the class after your classes, and you'll make a short notes, and you'll regularly maintain a separate book for the short notes, and you'll revise that again and again. That will help you not this year when you'll write mains, when you hardly have 2 to 3 hours between, appudu nik short notes you will have in the hand. Appudu nenu cheppinani nik appudu ardhamavutadi, whichever optional it is. Next, impact on GS and essay, which I have already told you. I have covered this. What are the topics, Indian and Western perspective, and why it is very much scoring with limited syllabus also you have understood. And how it is related in GS, Indian society, paper 2, social justice, socio-economical part, and in ethical part. And how it is useful in essay. For 2 essays we will get it one which is very much scoring. Okay, and next, these are the topics which are very useful in your paper 2 of sociology. I have told you marriage, religion, tribals, agriculture, okay, and remaining topics. And on how it is going to useful for you in your interview also, that I have mentioned. And how is that we are going to start? I told you chapter number 1, chapter number 4 Western thinkers, then we'll put it on Indian thinkers. Inlo exams anedi baga pedtam, na ishtam. Why do you put so many exams? It's my interest. It's my interest to make my students to have a writing practice. Daily I'll give one question, and end of the chapter I'll make you write them one test. You will understand later how many students will write. And వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు, వాళ్ళు కనబడరు కానీ చదువుతారు. They'll come to the exam and they'll write. People will realize later, this fellow said he's not writing, and he'll write, and you will also write from next test. That is how people motivates. And why thinkers? Thinkers are very important social. We have less thinkers, but we'll spend lot of time. If you understand thinker, then almost sociology is done. Why? Because what all thinkers say will put their perspective. We'll take the same thinkers, 9 members thinkers, unnare 9 mandi. ఆ 9 మెంబర్స్లో 2 members student and sir. You will feel like I am repeating class. And GS Gure here and AR Desai. Especially AR Desai, if I say, Gure we say, they will take Karl Marx perspective. What Karl Marx say, they will say. That's it. You will feel repeated. Karl Marx class is getting repeated, but apply to Indian society. Which makes Indian thinkers as very, very easy. They'll study about Indian temples, Indian caste. They'll talk about regions like Odisha, Karnataka, tribals, marriage in tribals, environmental issues in India, women issues in India. So Western thinkers, Indian thinkers, whom do I like? I like in Western thinkers Karl Marx, and Indian thinkers all three, we have only 3, all 3 superb ga cheptaru. Right from the ancient to till now, what is that India has faced anedi. People, we don't eat together. We don't sit because caste will stop us. We don't meet because religion will stop us. Beautiful points చెప్తారు Indian thinkers. ఉన్నరే ముగ్గురు. So once we go interlinking, then remaining topics along with other topics like stratification, mobility, chapter 2, chapter 3, then topic will be done. So we'll be finishing in 4, in between 4 to 5 months, all the topics. And we are starting from this Thursday. ఆల్రెడీ బ్యాచ్ రెడీ అయిపోయింది అండ్ వాళ్ళు వెయిట్ చేస్తుర్రు పిల్లలందరూ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందో అని. కొందరు బుక్స్ కొనుక్కొని పెట్టుకుర్రు, నీట్గా పేర్లు రాసి షార్ట్ నోట్స్ అన్నీ రాసుకొని రెడీగా ఉన్నారు. సో విల్ బీ టుగెదర్, విల్ బీ స్టార్టింగ్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ వన్ ఆన్ ద సేమ్ డే ఆన్ 20 ఆఫ్ దిస్ మంత్, దట్ ఈస్ థర్స్డే. ఐ బిలీవ్ థర్స్డేనా ఈరోజు ఏంది? దట్ ఈస్ ఓకే. వాట్ ఈస్ డేట్ టుడే? 17th, 18, 19, 20. యా, థర్స్డే ఫ్రమ్ 20 విల్ స్టార్ట్ అవర్ ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ అవి ఏమి ఉండవు, డైరెక్ట్ అటాకింగ్ అంతే. చాలా ఇంట్రడక్షన్లు అయిపోయినాయి. సో మేబీ దిస్ ఇస్ ఫస్ట్ ఫర్ యూ. అదర్ పీపుల్ దే హ్యావ్ డన్. దిస్ ఇస్ అవర్ 4th ఓరియంటేషన్. ఓకే, అండ్ ఆల్ ఓరియంటేషన్ విచ్ పీపుల్ హ్యావ్ కవర్డ్, ఇంకా వాళ్ళు రాలేదు. సో దే ఆర్ డన్, దే ఆర్ రెడీ. సో విల్ బీ స్టార్టింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ థర్స్డే. అండ్ థర్స్డే నుంచి చాప్టర్ నెంబర్ 1 విల్ ఇమీడియట్లీ స్టార్ట్. ఫ్రమ్ నెక్స్ట్ వీక్, వన్స్ వీ ఫినిష్ దిస్ చాప్టర్, స్టార్ట్ విత్ ద ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఎక్సెట్రా. అమ్మా, standard books, I will tell you 2 important standard books. First is, if you want to go very basic, read NCERTs. Important NCERTs, Understanding Indian Society. Understanding Indian Society. And just hit Understanding Indian Society. 11th class the book untadi. So ee okka book you can read in NCERT, but in the classes we will go 1000 times more than NCERT. NCERT is suggested for GS, is not for optional. So if మీరు అడిగిన కాబట్టి నేను చెప్పిన. నెక్స్ట్, one standard book, Harlambus. There are 2 Harlambus, Harlambus and Hurled, Harlambus and Holborn. 2 important books. One is a big one which is in blue color. One is short one which is in orange color. Rundu konakandi. Okay? Rundu konakandi. If you are very serious about sociology, don't buy these books. Ledu mem gontam ma దగ్గర పైసలు ఉన్నాయి అంటే కొనండి. 3000 బుక్ అది. 3000 to 4000 అవుతుంది బుక్ అది. 3000 ఉండే, ఇప్పుడు 4000 అయిపోయింది. ఇట్స్ నాట్ అబౌట్ మనీ. You will understand the importance of my class notes later. My Indian society, what I teach in the institute, ఇవి ఇంత హెవీ అవుతుంది పిల్లలకు. ఇమాజిన్ అబౌట్ సోషాలజీ ఆప్షనల్. ఐ విల్ మేక్ యూ రైట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్. అండ్ ట్రస్ట్ మీ, you will not be having a time to read the standard books also. Everything I'll give it in class notes. Everything I'll cover in class notes. And I'll promise you, no handout is given. I don't like giving handouts. పట్టుకొని క్లాస్లో చెప్పేసి డయాగ్రామ్, నో హ్యాండ్అవుట్స్, నథింగ్, నో హ్యాండ్అవుట్స్ ఇన్ ఆప్షనల్. ఇన్ జిఎస్ ఆల్సో డోంట్ గివ్ హ్యాండ్అవుట్స్. మొత్తం డిక్టేట్ చేస్తా. ఐ మేక్ పీపుల్ డిక్టేట్. ఫ్యూ టెంప్లెట్స్ ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ. If this question is asked in mains, how should you write? How should be the introduction? Which thinker you should use? How should be the conclusion? Because beginners will have lot of questions. So Gabati, I'll just put it all them in the proper template format and I will arrange them. 1 or 2 questions, then if I make them right, then obviously it will be habituated for you to write other questions. So everything I will give you in the class. పిల్లలకు 2 volumes ఏ ఉంటాయి. Volume 1, Volume 2. 2 volumes, paper 1, paper 2. Class notes with thematic presentation. I have a habit of making thematic presentation. Thematic presentation చేస్తే సోషాలజీలో you will get good marks. Thematic presentation అంటే ఏంది? For example, farmers are protesting. Farmers, farm bills, 3 important farm bills. Farm Bill 1, 2, 3, which got repealed by the government. This is called a thematic presentation. Thematic presentation ante trying to put your summary in a flow chart. Almost every chapter I'll put thematic presentation. Draw chesta class lo. You can just look at others class notes also, previous pillal దగ్గర నుంచి. You have a thematic presentation on the board and you can draw. Same thing you can draw in your exam. Advantage ఉంటుంది. You said that how should two sociology students ఎవరికి ఎక్కువ వస్తాయంటే ఈ గివన్నీ చేయాలి. Case studies, examples, tribal examples what I told you, like helicopter parenting, grey, divorce. దీంతో పాటు you should put some thematic presentation. If you draw thematic presentation, then you will have that advantage. Then why should I give you more marks? Okay, anything else? Standard books అయితే 2 books I told ma. Harlumbus and Hurl is 1 book. Harlumbus, Holborn is 2 important books. If you want to buy, you can buy. If not, I can say 100% you can rely on class notes. That's it. Class notes ఏ heavy అయిపోతుంది. And people write class notes, they work, they'll make short notes, they don't have much time to again go through those books. Anything else? Done. అయిపోయింది, నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు. అయిపోతే నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు అమ్మా. అదర్ పీపుల్ అదేనా, దే విల్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ డౌట్, దే విల్ ఆస్క్. Some of them will have some time. Few of them will take immediate. Any doubt? Take your time, 1-2 minutes. Anyways, you are decided, no? Sociology and almost quite long time back. Okay, fine. Okay. Yes. Doubts? No doubts. No doubts. Okay. Next. Indra class nadustundi, gusus adutunnavu. Every batch we have 1 student like you. To control them it will take 10 minutes. Clear? Okay. No doubts. Friends ne adugutavu. I told you last time 245. Earlier it was 267. There are people who score more also. The people, that's why I said 265, 267. 265 is a good score, ma. అంత ఈజీగా రాదు 265 కూడా. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు వర్క్ హార్డ్. అదర్ ఆప్షనల్లో స్కేలింగ్ చేస్తారు, కొన్ని ఆప్షనల్ టఫ్ ఉంటాయి, కొన్ని మోడరేట్ వస్తుంది. అందుకే ఈ మోడరేట్ ఉంటారు కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, టు బి ఫ్రాంక్, అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ఓరియంటేషన్ చెప్తాను. ఈ ట్రెండ్ చూసుకుంటే లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ నౌ దే ఆర్ టేకింగ్ సోషాలజీ ఆప్షనల్. యు టేక్ బయట కూడా, మార్కెట్లో కూడా, వేరెవర్ యూ టేక్, ఢిల్లీలో కూడా లాట్ ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇంకా ఆప్షనల్ తీసేసుకుంటారు. వై? బికాస్ దే అండర్స్టూడ్ స్మార్ట్నెస్. వెరీ ఆప్షనల్ పేపర్ 2 if you could do, we are doing well in SA and GS. So interlinking undi kabatti we'll try to hit it. So the number is slowly increasing and the paper remains static. Questions are repeated. Green revolution is his favorite question. Land reforms is favorite question. One question always comes on the family, changing pattern on the family. So what are different types of marriages? These are static questions. People ఇంకా దే విల్ రైట్ బెటర్. థిమాటిక్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ పెడుతూ, థింకర్స్ పెడుతూ, అండ్ కేసెస్, ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ పెడతారు. జస్ట్ టోల్ యూ లైక్ గుజరాత్లో సోలోగామీ చేసుకుని అట్లాంటి ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ రాయాలి. మ్యారేజెస్లో డివోర్స్ కూడా రాయాలి, సింగిల్ పేరెంట్ గురించి రాయాలి. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద కేసెస్. లైక్ యూ విల్ రైట్ అండ్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్స్. ఇప్పుడు హౌ విల్ ఐ రైట్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యామిలీ? మార్క్సిస్ట్ అంటే కాల్ మార్క్స్, పీపుల్ హూ ఫాలో, వాట్ డస్ దే సే? Single parents, they are most of the time, single parent, you understand, na? Single parent, whether a child is staying with the father or mother, they are most of the time prone to poverty under. Most of the time they are, most of the time, not all, most of the time they are in poverty. To itlanti cases rayala. Most of the time they are in poverty, norms undavu, there are people who are not in a position to take care of them, there is no 100% effectiveness. So these things will make you little bit costly in your exam. Those people who will write they'll get better marks ante. Almost similar raster, oka 5-6 members, if they are writing well, they'll get more score. They'll pour good mark in sociology. Sociology lo there are a lot of chance. Last time the highest mark I told you like 315, 315, 312. Second time లో ఒక లేడీ ఒక అమ్మాయి తెచ్చుకుంది 312, 310, 305 అలా చాలా మందికి వచ్చింది. యూ షుడ్ టార్గెట్ మినిమం 270 తెచ్చుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ అటెంప్ట్లో యూ షుడ్ క్లియర్ ప్రిలిమ్స్, and within first attempt you should be in a position to write sociology with at least, when you're writing sociology, at least 2 to 3 times revision ayi undali. Pakka short notes you should hold, and they should be a revision of 2 to 3 times. Then you go to exam and do it well. If everything is supportive, good. Else next time you have to close, pack the bags for the second time. That's how you should plan, and you should be very smart. And read the syllabus again, which I have given you the copy. Check GS part, how much it has been useful, and previous essays chudandi. What all I told, new women, recent, this last year there's a question on poverty. We'll study poverty in very depth in sociology. Poverty gurinchi ochindi, land issues gurinchi ochindi, women is the favorite essay, labor, child labor, development, environmental issues is a favorite essay. All these things we'll study in a sociology. It will not become a new for you to write an essay, not at all. So this is how things are replica, and it has been very effective, easy for revision, and you can score more. Okay, so thank you for joining, and interested people, on 20 of this month, that is Thursday, it will start. It will not stop. The first class will be introduction, atlem undadu. It will start direct class notes. Topic I'll explain, we'll go with the class notes. Okay, thank you. Take care.